Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome you most cordially as well, and I am delighted to be allowed to introduce this car to you a little bit. Now, of course, a car is a matter of technology and function, but it is also always a matter of emotion, especially if it's a new car. So we want to make people enthusiastic. And in order for us to be able to do so, we have a clear plan at ŠKODA. Because it's not a coincidence that the new KODIAQ looks the way it looks. Design has become an ever more important element of our products. With the ŠKODA Superb, we have created a modern, expressive and unique design language and introduced it at the top of our model range, and now we transfer those design elements to our SUV model range. An emotional appearance, an appearance that speaks to you, was one of the prime goals that we had when we developed the KODIAQ, because a ŠKODA always should be a recognizable face in the crowd. Its design is supposed to communicate physical presence and desirability, which means that our designers always combine two aspects: modern car design with the classical design elements of ŠKODA and the traditional design art as it has grown in the Czech Republic over the years and decades and even centuries, because there are important elements of Czech cubism and Bohemian crystal glass art with its very precise cuts and surfaces. Our chief designer, Josef Kaban, is going to tell you more about the design elements of the car. Ladies and gentlemen, however, as important as design is for the spontaneous impression that a car makes, as important is the question, well, what's the driving like? We brought somebody who can tell you about this, somebody who has already gained some experience on the last leg of the Tour de France. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome with you the man who won in one and the same year, 1987, the Tour de France, the Giro d'Italia and the Road World Championships. Let us welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Stephen Roche.
Nice. Steve, 30 years ago, you won the Tour de France, and the start was here in Berlin. What are your feelings today?
Already 30 years. It's absolutely amazing. It's just gone so fast. Where's it all gone? You know, I'm just delighted to be back here in this beautiful city of Berlin, and thank you very much for inviting me. It's great to be here.
Yes, Berlin is a great city, I think. Stephen, outside ŠKODA, you are one of the first persons who already has driven this KODIAQ. What was your impression?
First of all, it was great because be the first guy to drive a car that has not yet been unveiled to the public. Driving on the road, you have people saying, "That's the new ŠKODA. What is it?"
Yeah.
So you see it created a lot of big buzz around the whole day, and. You know, when you have, for the last few years, I've followed the development of ŠKODA through all the cars and everything else, and I must say, Tour de France without a red ŠKODA in front of it wouldn't really be a ŠKODA, wouldn't really be a Tour de France. So, no, it's absolutely great now that the SUV, the KODIAQ now is part of the brand, part of the portfolio, because with the Octavia and the Superb, like me as a cyclist, of course, I'm probably one of the first buyers because lots of space and very comfortable.
Yes, great. This car comes with a lot of electronic features, and you drove this car more than 100 kilometers. Did you have the chance to test any of these features?
Well, you know, today, even in cycling, technology is taken over, and you have to be with it all the time. So I'm not yet kind of, you know, really into all the digital stuff and everything else, but we are cyclists, we rely now on technology. So, of course, when you get into the car, first of all, you hear about technology, and you go about looking, well, what's this button, what's that for? And I must say it's very user-friendly. And, of course, the last day of the tour is very important. You get enveloped in the atmosphere, the crowds, and everything else. But I must say, on the last day of the tour, I was more engrossed in what was around me in in the car, the technology, the driving of it, the comfort of it, than actually what was going on.
That sounds good. Stephen, thank you very much. We are very pleased to have you here tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Stephen Roth. Meine Damen und Herren,
Ladies and gentlemen,
eine entscheidende Rolle.
something that always plays a decisive role at SKODA and in a SKODA is functionality. This is one of our strengths, and that is how we're going to continue to convince you in the future. Functionality at SKODA begins with the interior and the room, the space that it offers. If you see our cars for the first time, people are often surprised how surprisingly spacious they are. The spontaneous impression is often, well, it's a lot bigger than expected and a lot more than you get elsewhere. It has a reason, and the reason is that we always take the external dimensions and we try to tailor a car that offers maximum interior space and a maximum interior compartment, which means that we create a package that goes beyond. We always push our cars to the top end of their segment, and that is what we did with the ŠKODA KODIAQ as well. So this led to a car that, by our yardstick, is still a compact car, but it gives you the feel and the functions of at least half a class higher.